Welcome back, baseball fans, to Baseball Chat. I love going to the ballpark, Yankee Stadium especially, and I wonder what ballparks Joseph has been to. Let's give him a call.
NG.
Joseph, let's chat ballparks. Obviously, Yankee Stadium is our favorite.
Well, it all starts with the parking. Yankee Stadium has very easy parking, basically right across the street from the stadium. Back in the day, you and I used to park pretty far away, but not too far, and it was only $12 instead of like 50.
Now, actually, I was at a game recently, and that James Avenue parking, it is a parking lot, but it's also a gas station, and the parking there is now $35.
Wow. $35 used to be 12, now it's 35. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't know what I'm more amazed by. The fact that it's now $35 or how they put a gas station in that very, very small parking lot.
They made sure the parking lot was a little bit bigger. I mean, it's still about a 5-10 minute walk away from the stadium, so it's not bad at all. It's just the fact that it is $35. Once you get in, like you said, just getting in, hey, I'm about to be at the game. I'm about to see some of my favorite players. It's just that aura around Yankee Stadium, which is
Yeah, when you walk up to the stadium, even if you're parking right across the street for $50, $60, whatever they're charging these days, when you get closer and closer to the stadium, you feel it. You get pumped.
Security is not what it used to be. They don't really care. You could probably still bring in a water bottle nowadays. Back in the day, they did not allow you to do that. And also, remember, we would always go because I found the spot, second deck right field, sometimes first deck right field. We would be able to sneak down there because there was no security there.
Yeah, I mean, they usually have an attendant at each section, but all it takes is someone saying, "Excuse me, can you show me where my seats are?" And they go, "Oh, it's down there." And then they're looking the other direction, and then you just cruise on down to, let's say, second deck in right field. You better hope that you're not going to sit in someone else's seat.
Even if you do sit in someone else's seat, they usually don't mind. They're just like, oh, hey, you're in my seat. And you just move over a little bit. I remember one game, it was Yankees Mariners. We got first row, first deck, right field. These people came in around the third, fourth inning. I'm like, why are you coming in the third or fourth inning?
It's always interesting when people do show up last minute to the game. Like you said, like really in the late innings, they show up with all the Yankee gear. Like I'm talking about, like they went to the team store and they got their hats on. They bought jerseys, maybe from another country, and they're like, "Oh, baseball! Oh, Yankees! Look at this! Let me wear the gear. Let me come late. I'm hungry. Let me go get the food." So they're not really watching the game, and then they go get the amazing food the Yankee Stadium has to offer.
What is your favorite food to eat at the game?
Well, it's got to be a classic dog, hot dog.
Classic hot dog there. I love the hot dogs they have at Yankee Stadium. I also love popcorn over there. Just a late night game. It's like watching a movie almost. You're having popcorn, watching the Yankees.
Yeah, something to munch on. They also have ice cream, and you can buy, I don't know what it's like now because I haven't been to Yankee Stadium in a long time, sadly. They would give you two choices, same price. You can buy an ice cream bar, or you can buy a pint. So some people say, well, the pint is way too much, but it's a much better value because you get so much more ice cream than the bar.
They've added milkshakes. Last year, they had this thing called the Bronx Bump, which was like you could get a chocolate milkshake. It had peanut butter cups in it. It had brownie bars in it. It was so good. This year, though, however, they discontinued it. Now they called it the Babe Ruth.
That's really cool. Benji, I believe you told me that Yankee Stadium has a very special burger this year.
Yes. So at the beginning of the year, after Judge hit the 62 home runs last year, they decided to make a burger named after him called the Judge Burger. I haven't tried it myself, but it's 2 patties, 2 pieces of cheese on there. You got pickles, you got lettuce, you got this. They call it special sauce. I'm not 100% sure what the special sauce is.
Well, it's special, Benji. They're not going to tell you.
That is true. Like every restaurant has their own special sauce. And they also put a little flag, a toothpick with a little 99 on it.
Benji, I also remember we went into the memorabilia store where you could see, Derek Jeter signed baseball, Mariano Rivera. These items are very expensive.
They have Whitey Ford also. They probably do have Greg Nettles, who was third baseman for the Yankees in the 70s. They have so much stuff there. You can't possibly buy it all unless, you're Bill Gates or Elon Musk.
You come to the stadium and you're like, wow, I got my tickets for like $25. Maybe I took public transportation, had a Metro card, or someone just gave me a ride. I'm not going to spend that much money. You're going to spend a lot of money. People talk business at the Yankee games. I wouldn't
And
say I'd see that. I don't think I've seen that at any other stadium that I've been to, but it seems like a New York thing. Oh, or I should say a Yankees thing.
I haven't really seen that too much at Citi Field where they have business meetings. Wait, this is 2023, not 1923, when people would dress up in suits and everything to go to the game.
I'd
Now
say
it's
like I missed that, but obviously I wasn't alive then, but I would totally do that today.
I would do it if it was early April game or a late September game, so you're not too hot, it's not too stuffy, stuff like that.
You could definitely overeat. Benji, I noticed you mentioned City Field. Is that one of the ballparks you've been to?
Yeah, we got a couple friends who are Mets fans. I've gone to a few games with them.
I'm
Unfortunately,
so
we have
sorry
not.
you had to endure that experience.
I mean, hey, you know what? I brought good luck to the Mets. Two of the games I went to, they walked off. So, maybe they should pay me to go to the games, Maybe they're
Yeah, I
actually,
mean they need all the help they can get.
they,
So
they,
how would you say the parking experiences over there and the security, like getting yourself into the stadium?
So I would say the parking experience is pretty easy. I mean, you can either take the train in to Queens to Flushing, or if you drive in, they have a parking lot like maybe 2-3 minutes away from the stadium itself. I will say this: the security is more strict than Yankee Stadium security. It's almost impossible to move down. There are some situations where you can, but it's nearly impossible to move down. I
You
will say
think it
that
would
about.
be easy because maybe they want people to watch them, Like what are you moving down to see? Like I don't get it. I personally don't get it. I get it at Yankee Stadium. Citi Field, I don't get it. What are you moving down to watch? I noticed they have that really big apple. Get it? The big apple in like deep in center field, like, beyond the wall, obviously. Have you seen that when you went?
I've seen it. Unfortunately, the Mets don't hit that many home runs. Outside of Pete Alonso, the Mets don't really have that many power hitters. I mean, now they have Francisco Alvarez and Francisco Lindor, but that's it. So you don't get to see the apple rise up too often. Well, it only rises up for a home run, but it is a fun activity to watch. And they actually do have a lot of activities for the kids. They have pitching. You can try to see how fast you can throw. They also have in between some innings, I forget which, sometimes they'll have the kids run around bases to see who can win the race.
Well, I also know that LaGuardia Airport, very close by to their ballpark. So you see the planes fly over. They put that ballpark specifically near LaGuardia so that they can distract the other players when airplanes are in the sky to hope that maybe they could win, but obviously it doesn't help.
Well, not recently, after the trade deadline, they haven't won a game yet. There are times where it looks like the airplane is about to hit into the stadium itself because that's how close LaGuardia is to Citi Field.
Benji, I've been to some places out west.
Which places specifically out west have you been to?
Well, I've been to Chase Field where the D-backs play, and I remember going in the summertime, very hot in Arizona, and
Uh,
we parked pretty far away from the ballpark, which is an indoor ballpark, because when it's 120 degrees outside, you want to get inside to the air conditioning. Security is probably better than Yankee Stadium, honestly. But then when you get inside, you're like, whoa, I'm inside. Let me feel that AC. But you kind of don't. It's not. I mean, it's definitely better than being outside, but it's still kind of hot in there. I mean, they have a swimming pool in there. I believe it's in right center field, behind the wall over there. And people get to go swimming. So you can be in the pool literally while watching the game. And they
that's
have,
pretty
I'd
cool.
say, like, yeah, it's really cool. And in terms of the food, pretty basic. I don't remember anything that blew me away. But I will say, I do like to get one of those Minute Maid ices, ices in a cup.
Those are great anytime. Very, very underrated snack.
Another stadium out west that I've been to is Dodger Stadium. And we all know that Dodger Stadium is like the Yankee Stadium of the West. So it's pretty fancy. They recently did some renovations and I mean, it looks pretty cool. It's kind of its own little section. If anyone's familiar with the area, but once you're there, you park your car, you see the stadium. Parking pretty much surrounds the stadium, and you head up there. Security's probably about the same as a Yankee Stadium. It's pretty difficult to sneak down over there. Personally, I don't think it's as nice as Angel Stadium. I've been there many times because, as you know, Yankees play the Angels a lot more. So they have a really nice backdrop over there, the mountains, and they have this rock waterfall. And obviously, it's where Mike Trout plays. So it's always great to watch him play over there.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think it's more that you want to see Mike Trout than it is Yankees Angel.
A lot of Yankee fans show up there. Like when you start approaching the stadium and you see a lot of blue, a lot of that navy blue.
It's mainly Yankee fans with some of the Angels fans sprinkled in. They also love going out to Camden Yards whenever the Yankees play the Orioles. I Ubered over, so I cheated a little bit. I didn't have to worry about parking or anything like that. The security there was actually top notch. They didn't allow anything into the stadium that shouldn't have been. They were pretty solid about not being able to move down. I just got some seats out in left field and enjoyed watching the game. What was actually really funny too was that there was a squirrel that got into the stadium.
That happens a lot, actually, when I'm watching Yankees Orioles.
Hey, you know what? The squirrels love watching the games too. They want to enjoy the Yankees beating up on some birds.
It's really funny watching the grounds crew try to get a squirrel or whatever other animal gets on the field.
Could be a raccoon sometimes. It's usually a squirrel though. Camden Yards, it's very majestic looking. I would love to go back. Next time, maybe I won't Uber in. I'll take actual transportation instead of just Uber.
So, Benji, where else have you been?
So another ballpark I've been to was Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati. Got some family out there. So one night in the summertime, we went to watch the good old Reds, the Ken Griffey Jr., Sean Casey, those Reds.
That's
Long time.
exciting. I have a question for you, Benji. Was the Great American Ballpark really great?
I would say it was above average. I will not say it was great, but it was above average for a ballpark. Because, I mean, they do have the jet stream out in like right center field, so it makes the ball go out farther. And I actually did see the Yankees now hitting coach Sean Casey hit a home run out to right field. So it was a great time. I went with like some aunts and uncles, my grandmother, my parents. My sisters were not too excited about it. I have tried for many years to get them into baseball. They are not into it.
Good luck. Something that I've learned, if someone is just not into it, then they're not into the game. That's it.
Exactly. And I tried for many years, and after a while, I'm just like, all right, you know what? This is my thing. I love baseball. I'm going to watch. You don't have
There
to,
you
but
go.
I will watch.
Exactly. Do they have any good food over there?
I'm trying to remember exactly what I had when I went because this was about 18 years ago, I think. This was a long time ago. But yeah, so it was a great time to go, but I believe that I just went to a game, buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. That's what I had.
Sounds like it was a very solid ballpark experience. One of the ballparks that we both have been to, not together, but separately, was Tropicana Field.
Yeah, and I would say, I'm not sure if you would agree or not, but for me, it was the worst ballpark to be in.
Absolutely, 100%. It is
Like,
a indoor ballpark. They don't have real grass. It's like, what is it, turf?
it's the AstroTurf, I believe. So the catwalk that they have in Tampa is just ridiculous, and you can never see where the ball is going once it's hit high up.
Also, you can't see anything because the lighting in there is terrible, absolutely terrible. And when you're walking down, when you come in, you're looking for your seat. So you're walking around. It's the most narrow walkway I've ever been to in any building that has a lot of people walking through it. It's probably a fire hazard. And I'm like, where's the bathroom? They're like, oh, you got to walk all the way around. I'm like, there isn't one like right here in that other direction, like a lot closer. They're like, no, I'm like, what is this? Yankee Stadium's got a bathroom like every 5 feet. They got a food stand every 5 feet. I mean, this is just crazy. And it's not just Yankee Stadium. All the other ballparks that I've been to have bathrooms out of every section. Like, it's
Well,
ridiculous. It felt cramped in there. It was hot. Again, bad air conditioning. And to top it all off, Benji, the Rays play there.
the only reason I went was because I was in Florida. I didn't know whenever I would get a chance to go again. So I decided, hey, you know what? It's Tampa, it's Toronto. One of these teams will lose. I'm happy either way. Actually, Tampa ended up losing that game.
Well, that's nice because I went to Yankees Rays and it was very disappointing. Although the game did start out with the Yankees winning, like they got a couple of runs and then all of a sudden, wow, I feel like we really have a chance here. And we were like dominating. And then Garrett Cole, well, I wouldn't say it's his fault. Lovely manager Aaron Boone didn't pull him when signs were clear. It was time for him to come out. And then it was pretty much a back and forth game because they blew a 6-run lead. So then it was tied, and then the Rays scored, then the Yankees scored, and then basically I saw what was going to happen. So I left the game early, which I never really do, but I wanted to beat the disaster traffic, which, as soon as I got to the stadium, I'm like, all these people leaving at the same time, not going to work. So I left early and then I watched the rest in the car on the way home. And I was happy that I left early because the Yankees lost. And then I would have been even more upset trying to leave the stadium. You know what it looks like? It's like a tent. It's like a circus. That's what it is.
No, I agree. I agree.
No, like it doesn't even okay. Hayes Field, where the D-backs play, they have a retractable roof. It opens and closes and it's not a tent. So, anyways, long story short, don't go see the Rays. Except actually, no, I left one thing out that's kind of cool. They do have like a swimming pool, but it's not for humans, it's for the stingrays to swim around in, and you can go see them, pet them, and I think that's kind of cool.
That
But
is
otherwise,
probably
don't go. Otherwise, don't
that,
go.
that, that that's the only cool part about the stadium because also those cowbells that every fan has, they're really annoying to hear. I saw a few, but even those few were just like, well, why? And you keep saying, oh, all these fans. You know, they only get about like 8 to 10,000 fans a game.
Yep, not many people go. But I will say I did have some Yankee fans with me, and a lot of Yankee fans do show up over there when the Yankees do come into town. So you don't feel alone, which is nice.
Because the Yankee fans are everywhere, and they would rather watch them play than the Rays. Even though the Rays team has been good, I'll say that begrudgingly, they have been good over the
They've
past
been
few
lucky.
years.
They've been lucky.
All right, we'll call it lucky.
Good
Um,
as winning 27 World Series championships. Oh wait, that's right.
no, that's
The only
great.
other team to come close to that number is the St. Louis Cardinals with I think it's 12.
Actually, it's either 11. I think 11 actually,
I think
11 or
it's
12.
12. You know what? Later we'll get that for you. But in the meantime, I was asking you, what is your second favorite ballpark?
Second favorite would definitely have to be Great American Ballpark, even though I was only there maybe once or twice at most. It was a great experience, especially to go with my family there, to be able to enjoy the game and just the seats, the atmosphere, everything about Great American Ballpark was amazing.
Awesome. I'd say for me, it's got to be Angel Stadium, home of Mike Trout. Love watching him. You know what's funny? I never have seen Shohei Ohtani over there. It's been that
Really?
long since I've been there. But again, beautiful ballpark, very very relaxing. You're at home there because all the Yankee fans come. Because that's really the only time I'd go to Angel Stadium when the Yankees would come to town. Always got to go for the Yankees. So that's my second favorite.
I would absolutely love to visit Chicago, specifically Wrigley Field, the Cubs. I would love to see that ballpark. Just it's one
That
of
green
the
ivy, right?
that Green Ivy. It's the oldest ballpark in baseball right now, and I don't think it's ever been renovated or anything like that. It's just the atmosphere there, the history that has been there,
It's a
that
special place.
and Even if it's like smaller than say Yankee Stadium or City Field, it's just the atmosphere I think would be even better sometimes than City Field.
It's a proper ballpark.
Yeah, it's not it's not Fenway. I will always dunk on Fenway when I have a chance. It's not Fenway where
Don't even go there. Don't even get me started.
we'll be here all night if we get started on Fenway. Wrigley Field would absolutely love to get a chance to go. One day it will happen. I will make sure it
That's
happens.
right. You heard it. You heard it first, right here on Baseball Chat. Then she will go to Wrigley Field to see the Cubs,
Well,
and Joseph will go to AT&T Park, hopefully to see the Giants. I think because the ballpark is right by the water, right by the bay, and you got people kayaking over there. It just seems like a unique place to put a ballpark, and it looks really nice. So it's on my list. Hope to go there one day.
that would probably be second or third on the list. I'm trying to think of another ballpark I would go to besides Wrigley Field. AT&T Park is a good one. I would actually love to see the Angels as well. That would be a great one to go to.
And again, you're always welcome there when the Yankees are playing.
Only when the Yankees are playing the Angels. When they're not, then you might get screamed at.
I don't see the point in going. Well, Mike Trout, Shohei Ohtani.
That's it. Ooh, actually, another ballpark, Atlanta. I'm not sure what that ballpark is called. But just to
I
go
think
see,
they changed the name recently. Whoever was, the big sponsor over there. But we could probably look that up.
I'm gonna look that up.
But
Oh,
it
and
does
I
look
did.
like a really nice ballpark, and I think that's actually a pretty new one.
It's called Truist Park, and it opened up in 2017.
Yeah, so pretty new. Yeah, I'd probably like to check that out. Honestly, I'd like to see all of them. That is my goal one day.
You heard it here first on Baseball Chat. Joseph will go see all of the ballparks.
Well, everyone, that's all the time we have for today on Baseball Chat. Thanks so much for joining us.
For the rest of the season.